So, good evening everyone. Once again we are gathering here, both virtually here at the center and at your homes. Despite of a busy time, you all have come together. We're all here to practice meditation. And now this is the time to making sure that you have dedicated this half an hour for this purely practice together. Whether you are looking at the screen or not, you can practice both, whether you're looking at or not looking at. Important is listening the guidance and practicing in accordance with it. So practice of a meditation is just one part of the so known as the Eightfold Noble Path. If we are just concentrating on the practice of the mental development and attainment of the calmness of the mind, it's not complete yet. And if we look at the Eightfold Noble Path, we can see that before we put any effort to be mindful and get the concentration, we have to have a right attitude and a right thought, right intentions, and also restrain our physical body and the way we behave. Whether we are speaking rightly or wrongly, that affects a lot in our practice. And if we are living again unwisely, then that also affects. So it is very important to have a right attitude on the teachings and the method. Otherwise, we cannot develop the meditation. We also have to have a good intention, right intention too. Right intention or right motivation towards the practice. And once we have this right attitude and right motivation or intention to practice, we have to make sure that we are speaking well, behaving well, and the way we live also in righteousness. And only then the effort will bring more results, and we will be able to concentrate more, become more mindful. So, in the practice of a meditation, we may have a good attitude, and we may have a right motivation or intention to practice. But if we have not observed or practiced the at least of the 5 precepts, then that will make us very difficult to stay still, difficult to control the mind, and difficult to keep the body for this half an hour. So making sure, and if you haven't practiced the observation of the 5 precepts, then at least this time mentally being conscious of these and telling or observing mentally that I am not going to commit these at least of this time of the practice of a meditation. When we observe the 5 precepts, it also helps us to get rid of all the obstructions, also known as the hindrances. And hindrances, apart from the material things, mental hindrances also very important. So making sure that there is no distractions during this time of the practice, or any distractions may arise, then simply ignore them and making them as an object of concentration, and making sure that you are relaxed, sitting comfortably, and whatever comes, you're simply aware of them. All the distractions, aware of that distraction, and let it be, let it go. So the development of the mindfulness and awareness, or the samadhi, the concentration, are based on our effort to be mindful, effort to get rid of or eliminate any unwholesome thoughts. And the question comes is, where do we mindful of? In order to get the concentration, or in order to cultivate our mind. And that's the question that we have to have a right understanding. Concentrating on the body. This is the first practice that we have to develop. Awareness of entire body. And not by thinking of this body, but by feeling the presentness of this body, the entire body. And there are so many ways to practice or be aware of this entire body. And Buddha's instructions begins by aware of your breath, incoming and outgoing breath, until you can observe the entire body along with the breath coming and breath going out. If you're able to be mindful of this incoming and outgoing breath, simply each breath that you observe, you are present here, you are stopped here. You're not wandering into the past or into the future, not jumping to grasp one or another. The more we become closer and closer in ability to be mindful of incoming and outgoing breath, and experiencing this entire body, these obstructions simply faded away. And nevertheless, if before the meditation, whatever any wrongdoings are unfruitful, unbeneficial, lethargies are not productive, that can deceive your practice at this time too. That's why the practice of a meditation is not just one time a day, but continuously learning, then continuously practicing, and only then you can develop your meditation. So it's a learning by doing, not like just sitting and getting the insight of it. And as we become so close to this body and aware of these bodily sensations, then the second object of concentration, or second object of a meditation that we are mindful of, is the sensation, feelings that arises, whether that is a pleasant feelings or unpleasant feelings, or whether that the indifferent feeling that we do not know whether it is pleasant or unpleasant. In that case, simply perceiving the feeling. And if we are closely working with this feeling, we will be able to notice the emotions, upset, dissatisfaction, our own ego, our own attachment to our own views, our own perceptions, and how much we are attached to our views, how much we are attached to our perceptions, and how much we are attached to the emotions. And we will be able to see that because of these attachments to our emotions and views and perceptions, we are feeling or we are experiencing the suffering. We are no normal person. We are abnormal. We behave differently on the basis of that emotion. We act differently on the basis of our views and perception. We are not a normal person. We will be able to recognize these things. And with this recognition, we become very close to our own mindset, very close to the state of the minds, that what mind am I having? Is it a lustful mind? Or is it the hatred, ill will, jealousy, animosity? Or is it the thought of a superiority? Or is it the mind that is calm and experiencing the peace and tranquility? Or is it the mind which is alert and awake? So we will be able to look at it very closely. It's like we have used this magnified glasses. So we see these small activities taking place in our mind, and able to see how many colors mixed, able to define these colors that is clouding our mind to see through the reality. And we will be able to see that the colors become so thicker or thinner based on if we are able to let go or if we are still grasping onto it. It's like a tea bag. You put it in a cup of a hot water. The longer you keep, the tea becomes darker. But as soon as you take the tea bag out, the water becomes less darker. Our mind also is like that too. The very moment when we realize that how much we are attached to our perception, views, and which emotions, and also that causes the mind with a lust, hate, and jealousy, animosity, hatred, ego, or such a calm and serenity and peace, and so relief and tranquil. We will be able to notice that and able to let it be. And observing this mental state, we can see that how conditioned this mind is. And this conditioned mind is changing so quickly. so frequently. Every moment, every second, millisecond, it is taking so many objects. It is observing so many things. Now you are watching your own mind. Like you are watching your own thoughts. You become an observer. Observer, or you become an audience to watch the play. How this mind plays and how this mind arises and vanishes, and what is making us to grab and hold on to on it. And we see this reality, able to let it go. The phenomena, the nature. And see how it is conditioned to arise. Nothing is permanent, everything conditioned to arise. And as condition fades, even the observer fades. So relax and observe the body, observe the breath. And if we are able to familiarize and able to comprehend the initial application of the practice of a meditation, then rest will slowly come to you. And it helps you to heal your hearts. The more you become silent, the more you become so close to this object, mind begins to heal for the liberation. So continue practicing until you hear the gong. Now we will practice a loving kindness meditation. So relax yourself and bring your attention to observe yourself and appreciating your presenceness, your alertness, appreciating how grateful I am, how grateful I am healthy, I am alive, how grateful that I have got this opportunity to practice and learn the Dhamma, appreciating that with this practice has helped me to come out from so many miseries, whether that internal miseries or external miseries. Appreciating that how happy I have become compared to the past. Appreciating that how much knowledge that I have accumulated for the good and benefit of my own and others. Appreciating this life. So with your good intention, mentally, with your clear consciousness, sharing to yourself, I am happy, I am peace. May I be well, may I be happy, may no danger come to me, may no harm come to me, may I be able to success and happy, may I be liberated, liberated. And similarly sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one, or any particular person that you would like to share in particular, bring into your mind, sending love and kindness, loving thought and good wishes. And if anyone you know who are in suffer illness and both mentally and physically, sending this love and loving thought and good wishes, may they be free from it. May they achieve happiness. And extending this loving thoughts and compassion towards every living beings, far and wide. May no harm come to them. May no danger come to them. May all beings, everyone, closer, nearer, far, in this room, visible and invisible, in the city, in the country, in the entire universe, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from sufferings, may they be liberated, liberated. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be free from hatred, hurtfulness, harm and danger, and be liberated, liberated. Let's pay respect.